Story 12. A Dog's Tale, North Pole. Hello, my name is Baxter. Some people call me Baxter the dog. I find this strange because I'm obviously a dog. I've got 4 paws, a tail, and everything. Well, you don't get to choose your names. I guess it's better than Scruffy Mutt, which is what others have called me. Anyway, enough about my name. I'm going to tell you a story. So settle down, get some snacks, and let's get started. Many months ago, I lived in a dog shelter with many other dogs. One night, I dug a hole under the fence and went out to explore the world. Exploring was not as easy as I thought, and I got hungry very fast. Luckily, I was found by this very nice girl who, with her brother, adopted me. I've lived with them ever since. I love adventure, so a few days ago, I dug another hole under the fence in my backyard and went out. Now I know that was wrong, but I didn't have a choice. I'm pretty sure there was a squirrel on the other side of the fence. I had to chase it away. After I made my way through the hole, I got lost very fast. I wandered around the streets but couldn't find my way back. I eventually reached a forest where I was able to get some water from a stream. I was so tired that I curled up under a tree and fell asleep. I didn't sleep for too long, but soon I heard a jingling noise that woke me up. Could it be my family who had come to rescue me? It wasn't. It was a man with a red suit, a red hat, and a long white beard. He spoke so kindly to me that my tail couldn't stop wagging. He picked me up and took me to his car. At least I thought it was a car, but it was pulled by many reindeer. I counted 8 of them. It turns out it was not a car but a sleigh. The kind man covered me with a warm and snuggly blanket, and then he pulled the reins of his sleigh and all the reindeer started moving forward. The reindeer ran very fast through the forest, pulling the sleigh behind them. I thought they would bump into the trees, but I didn't have to worry because very soon we all started flying. I tried to peek down and could see the tops of the trees and the houses below. It was so much fun. My tail was wagging so hard that it almost knocked the blanket off me. Very soon, I fell into a deep sleep. As I was falling asleep, I reminded myself that once I woke up, I needed to let the kind man know my name was Baxter. For some reason, he thought it was Ho, because he kept saying ho, ho, ho. When I woke up, we were on the ground. A crowd of people were around me, and they all had pointy ears. They were very excited to see me and pet me a lot. They gave me milk and cookies that were the most delicious I had ever had. I also found out that the kind old man's name was Santa Claus, and I was in his workshop in the North Pole. For the next few days, I had a grand time. I could go anywhere in Santa's workshop and play with all the people with pointy ears. They were called elves. The elves worked very hard. They made toys all day and all night. I wondered who those toys were for. Everyone liked me a lot and didn't get upset with me when I accidentally chewed up a long piece of paper that was something called Santa's list. One day, I was outside when I thought I heard a noise by the fence. I'm quite a smart dog and knew immediately it was a squirrel. I knew there was only one thing to do, and that was to dig a hole and go and chase the squirrel. I was able to dig a hole through the snow under the fence and I ran outside. It turns out it was not a squirrel. It was so cold, and I was grateful that Santa had put a warm jacket over me. But very soon, I was lost. Everything looked the same. There was snow everywhere, and that made it difficult for me to find my way back. After a little while, I started getting worried. There didn't seem to be any food that I could find, and I missed the warm milk and cookies. But most of all, I missed my family a lot, and I knew they missed me too. I wandered around for a little while and then dug a hole in the snow. This way, I could sit in the hole and keep out of the wind. As I was getting comfortable, I heard a noise outside. I peeked out, and a gigantic white bear was walking by. The bear looked so sweet and cuddly that I wanted to go and play with it. I jumped out of my hole and ran towards the bear, asking if it wanted to be my friend. Then, to my surprise, the bear turned and growled at me and showed me the biggest teeth I have ever seen. I was confused. I kept running towards the bear when it raised its paw and nearly hit me. That scared me, and I ran back to my hole. I'm pretty sure I was whimpering a lot. I lay perfectly still in my hole and tried to hide from the bear. But I soon heard heavy breathing and the sound of something coming slowly towards me. I was terrified. Then a head peeked down into my hole. It was the bear. I thought I was in trouble, but to my surprise, the bear smiled at me. "My name is Daisy, and I'm a polar bear. Who are you?" "You are the strangest creature I have ever seen," said the bear, staring at me and smiling. "My name is Baxter the dog, but you can call me Baxter," I replied, still hiding in my hole. I needn't have been worried. Daisy was a kind bear with very kind eyes. "I'm lost, Daisy. I need to find my way back to Santa's workshop," I said, hoping that she could help me. "You had better come with me. I'll show you the way," replied Daisy. I followed Daisy as we made our way slowly across the ice and snow. She explained a lot of things to me as we walked along. It was dark all the time, and Daisy explained that the sun never rose in the North Pole all winter. The sun sets in September and then rises again in March. It was either light all the time or dark all the time in the North Pole. Daisy took me to the entrance of Santa's workshop. I said bye to her and went inside. All the elves came rushing out to see me. They were worried that I had got lost. Soon, Santa came out. He carried a big bag across his shoulder. "You made it in time," he said, his eyes twinkling. "I am going to give children their gifts for Christmas, and you are coming with me." I was very excited. Maybe we would even go to my house and I would get reunited with my family. I jumped into the sleigh and we started flying. We didn't fly for too long because soon we were on the ground again. There was empty, snow-covered land all around. I could hear Santa in front of his sleigh trying to fix something. When he came back and pulled the reins of the sleigh, all the reindeer started running forward, but the sleigh did not move. It was stuck to the ground. I knew this was bad because Santa looked very worried. I heard him say that if we did not leave now, children would not get their presents and their Christmas would be ruined. Santa went to the back of the sleigh and tried to push it, but it just would not move. Suddenly, I saw Santa run back and jump into the sleigh. "Stay in here. There is a polar bear outside and it could be dangerous," he said. I peeked out, and who do I see but Daisy, my polar bear friend. "Hi, Daisy," I yelled. "Fancy meeting you again." "Hi, Baxter," she yelled back. "Or should I call you Baxter the dog?" We both had a hearty laugh. I was so happy to see Daisy again. I turned to Santa and saw that he had a shocked look on his face. "Baxter, you need to stop barking," he said. "You are provoking the polar bear. This could be very dangerous as we are stuck and cannot move." I realized immediately that Santa did not know that Daisy was a friend of mine. I'm not sure if I already mentioned this, but I'm a very smart dog. I jumped out of the sleigh and ran up to Daisy and tried to hug her. We played in the snow for a little while. When I looked at Santa again, I saw he was smiling. He realized that Daisy was my friend. "We need help, Daisy," I said. "We are stuck in the snow and we need to get going to deliver presents to children." Daisy came over, put her back against the sleigh, and started pushing. She pushed as hard as she could, but the sleigh moved slightly. Then it moved some more, and soon it was free. I could hear Santa cheer. I cheered as well, and so did Daisy. I was so excited that I ran around Daisy a few times to congratulate her. Santa and Daisy continued to cheer. That made me run some more. Then I noticed that it was not cheering that they were doing. The sleigh was moving away and they were shouting at me to jump on. I ran as fast as I could and managed to catch up and jumped into the sleigh just before it started flying. "You saved Christmas, little fella," said Santa, and that made me very happy. After some time, we finally landed. I looked out and we were on the roof of a house. Santa asked me to wait in the sleigh while he pulled out a present from his sack and went to the chimney. I was amazed as he climbed into the chimney. He was gone for a little while, but when he came back, he had brought a cookie for me. I guess he must have found the cookie in the house. We went from house to house, and Santa would always go down the chimney and leave presents. He kept getting me cookies until I could eat no more. At one point, I thought I heard a noise while I was waiting for Santa, so I barked loudly to let him know. Lights started coming on in all the neighboring houses, and Santa came rushing up the chimney to ask me to stay quiet. He didn't want anyone to see him. It was at this time that I saw the cat. Let me stop the story for a little while and tell you another story. The day after I got adopted by my family, I was playing in the front yard when I met a cat that lived across the street. His name was Clunker. He walked over and said hello to me. I was thrilled as I never had a cat friend before. I tried running around and playing with him, but he just sat there and preferred to talk. He gave me a warning. There would be a man dressed in a blue shirt and blue shorts who would come over in the morning. It was my job to chase him away. Clunker told me that he would steal my food and all the food from my family. I was worried about this, and the next day sat looking out of the window guarding the house. Soon I saw him. The man pulled up in a van and then started walking towards the house. He was wearing blue. I knew what I had to do, and that was protect my food. If I had time, I would even save the food of my family. I rushed out of the door and put on the scariest face I could. The man saw me and started running back to his van. I even tried to bite him. I don't like to bite anyone, but I pretended to. That got me into big trouble. The man, George, was a postman. He was a very nice man and would later become my friend. But at that time, I thought he was a thief. Clunker the cat had tricked me. Clunker never let me forget it and made fun of me all the time after that. Now, while I was waiting for Santa on the roof of the house, I saw Clunker. He strolled onto the roof and was surprised to see me. "Hello, Baxter. I thought you were lost. Have you bitten any postmen recently?" he asked, laughing at me. I didn't care about what Clunker said. I was thrilled to see him. It meant that my family was close. I knew I had to find a way to tell Santa when he came up through the chimney. He could leave me behind and I would find my way back home. When Santa came back, I tried to tell him. I pointed to Clunker and tried to explain that I was close to home, but he didn't seem to understand. He got back into the sleigh and we were flying again. I didn't know what to do. I was so close to home and now we were going away. I heard Santa say that we were done giving all the presents and were soon going back to the North Pole. We only had one stop to make, and that was to visit an old friend of Santa's. The friend was the magic tree. We landed in a forest in front of one of the largest trees I had ever seen. To my surprise, the tree started speaking. I had never seen a talking tree before. "Hello, Santa, my old friend. Have you given all the children their presents?" asked the magic tree. "Yes, I have. Now it's back to the North Pole for one more year," replied Santa. "A whole year? That would mean I would not be able to see my family for a long time. I started whimpering. "Did you get a dog?" asked the magic tree. "Yes, I did. I found this dog not too far from here. He was lost. I'm taking him back to the North Pole with me," replied Santa. "I live close to here and I want to go back to my family," I yelled, knowing that no one could understand me. "I think I can help you with that, Baxter," replied the magic tree. Did I hear it correctly? Did the tree understand what I was saying? How did the tree know my name? I was so confused and had a lot of questions, but none of that mattered. I just wanted to go home. "I have asked Lucy and Jonathan to meet us here," continued the magic tree. "Then I had better get going," said Santa, "as I don't want them to see me." Santa gave me a big hug and said he would visit me next Christmas when he came down the chimney of my house. He asked me to meet him there and promised to share the milk and cookies left out for him. I sat under the magic tree waiting. In a short time, I heard voices. I knew at once it was my family. "Lucy and Jonathan, I have a surprise for you," said the magic tree as the voices got closer. I don't remember much of what happened next, but I think I jumped all over my family. They were so happy to see me. They called finding me the best Christmas present they could ever receive. So that's my tale. I am now back at home and having fun playing with my family. Even Clunker the cat looks at me with respect now that he knows that I'm a friend of Santa. I've got to go now because I think I hear a squirrel outside the fence. I might need to start digging a hole so I can go out and chase the squirrel away. Or maybe I'll just curl up and go to sleep because I'm quite a smart dog and I've learnt my lesson. The end. Here are some fun facts on the North Pole. The North Pole is the northernmost point on Earth. There is no land in the North Pole as it is located in the middle of the Arctic Ocean. However, there is a thick, permanent layer of floating sea ice. At the North Pole, all directions point only south. The North Pole is not in any country. It is part of international waters. The North Pole has only one sunrise and one sunset per year. And finally, did you know that a polar bear is not actually white? The hair and in their fur is see-through, but it takes on a white color because of the light. The polar bear's skin under its fur is actually black. That's it for this week. I'll see you all soon.